Director of the Shawnee County Parks and Rec will be here at the Hillcrest Community Center. He will be updating the advisory and advocate board on the progress of Family Park. Now, the county is currently searching for a firm to put together a master plan for the new park. Once a firm is chosen, Parks and Rec Director Tim Laurent says they will start looking for public input.
And we'll have a plan for what we want to see at Family Park, and we don't know what that's going to be yet. I mean, you know, that's why we want to do the public engagement. That's why we want to get feedback from the people that live here. But when we're done, we'll have a plan moving forward.
Last year, county commissioners approved the $8 million project, but after facing criticism for the park's price tag, they decided to come up with a more concrete plan before moving forward. Now, Laurent says they currently have 11 proposals that they are reviewing right now. He says they plan to dwindle that number down and then put a proposal in front of the county commission within the next 2 weeks. Live in Southeast Topeka, James Ryan, KSNT News.
Well, certainly a good update to hear about this morning. Thank you, James. The Shawnee County Parks and Rec Advisory Board meets tomorrow evening again at 5:30. That's at the Hillcrest Community Center. New this morning, we're now learning one Kansas man is in China right now amidst the coronavirus outbreak. He says right now he's under close watch from health officials and the government.
Just dead empty, just not a soul. It looks like a movie set.
Brian Records says he moved to China to teach after graduating from Wichita State in 2015. Now, because of the coronavirus outbreak, school has been canceled. He must create an online curriculum. And Records says he's mainly stuck inside. If he does leave, he must have his temperature checked before he can enter a public building. And he recalls one vivid memory about that for us this morning.
Your temperature's high. Go stand over there. And I'm just like, what? You know, and everyone's looking at me. Everyone's like, that guy's the guy. He's got it. And I'm like, I don't got it. I don't got it.
Scary situation here. Records says he, though, is extra cautious and keeps bottles of rubbing alcohol on him, washes his hands all the time, and wears gloves a lot. He says he's noticed some people are running into a supply shortage for some items like face masks. Records does want people to know today, though, he is okay and healthy. Over in Washington, D.C., though, the White House is getting ready to ask Congress for funding to help contain the coronavirus right now. White House sources say aides have been working all throughout the weekend to prepare this proposal. They say the White House could send it to Congress even as early as today. Now, a source tells CNN the Health and Human Services Secretary wants to request an amount of money that may seem too large to some people, but they find it necessary. The U.S. has 36 confirmed coronavirus cases so far. Americans who evacuated from the Diamond Princess cruise ship represent 14 of those infections. Now, here are the latest numbers on the coronavirus outbreak worldwide. So far, officials are tallying more than 79,000 cases around the globe. While the death toll sits at just over 2,600 people, only 27 of those are outside of mainland China, where the outbreak is said to have originated. And currently, South Korea and Italy are seeing drastic spikes in their numbers. The CDC says it expects the coronavirus to keep spreading beyond this year. Here's what they say you need to do to best protect yourself. We can't stress this enough. Wash your hands with soap and water often. Cover your entire mouth and nose when you're sneezing or coughing. Don't use your hands unless you can immediately wash them afterwards. The CDC says basically just do what you do every time cold and flu season comes around, since the symptoms are so similar, including a fever, cough, runny nose, and sore throat. The public memorial for Kobe and Gianna Bryant is today. When and where it's being held and how you can watch it for yourself, that's up next.
After the bitter cold air around Valentine's Day, we went 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then after the cold snap of last Thursday, We went 40s, 50s, and 60s all over again, but it's certainly a cooler day today. Upper 30s, low 40s for most, with a north wind at 15 to 25. Might even gust a bit higher than that. Steady rain tapers off by late morning and early afternoon, but there's still be a couple of showers out there. And as we go through the day tomorrow, we may actually get just a bit of light snow. There's how the temperatures gradually lower a bit for the late day. It's 6:08. Have yourself a good day and stick around as long as you can. We're live until 7.
Good morning. You're watching KSNT News at 6 with Brittany Moore and Storm Track meteorologist David George.
We do it every night.
Every night.
I live alone, but I still do it every night.
Right after dinner.
Definitely after meatloaf.
Like clockwork.
Do it. Run your dishwasher every night with Cascade Platinum. A load with as few as 8 dishes is all it takes to save water. An Energy Star certified dishwasher uses less than 4 gallons per cycle, while hand washing uses that every 2 minutes. So do it. Run your dishwasher every night with Cascade Platinum, the surprising way to save water.
Smash 'em, bash 'em, and crash 'em March 6th and 7th at the Stormont-Ville Event Center in Topeka. Prairie Dan Casino and Resort presents the 5th Annual Capital City Carnage. It's indoor demolition derby with drivers aimed to pulverize the competition for $60,000 in prize money. Tickets start at only $8 or really get into the action with a 2-day pit pass for only $60. 2 days and 3 shows of total destruction. Brought to you by Smash It Demolition, Prairie Dan Casino and Resort, and Equipment Share. Tickets available at the Sky Zone box office and Ticketmaster.
At Inside Edition, we don't just report the news. We go where the news is happening. Inside Edition.
Weekdays at 2 on KSNT. The Manhattan Weather Cam, sponsored by Midland Exteriors.
Welcome back to KSNT News here on your Monday, February 24th. We're now approaching the 1-month anniversary of the helicopter crash that tragically claimed the lives of Kobe and Gianna Bryant, among 7 others. Today is a memorial service for the NBA great. The celebration of life is set for 10 o'clock this morning in Los Angeles. It will be at the Staples Center, where Kobe Bryant played with the Lakers. The date of the service today, February 24th, is significant to the 2 Bryants. 2 was Gianna's jersey number, 24 was her dad's. NBA TV will broadcast the service. It will also be available by live stream. Gianna and Kobe Bryant were laid to rest on February 7th. This morning, we hear from another NBA legend on the memory Kobe leaves behind.
Kobe said the most important thing is to try to inspire others so they can be great in whatever they choose to do.
The Monday service today is a chance for the public to mourn. Thousands of people are expected to come out and attend. Inner city bus service company Greyhound is taking a stance in the United States immigration battle right now. The company says it will not allow Customs and Border Protection agents to search its buses without warrants. Greyhound says it will provide its drivers and employees with some new training for this. The buses will also display a special sticker to make its position clear. The main goal here and the concern is safety of its passengers. The company believes this new policy will help improve the travel experience for all of its customers. Well, your driver's license may not be enough soon to get you through the security checkpoints at U.S. airports. This Real ID compliant identification law does go into effect on October 1st. To get the Real ID, applicants must provide documentation to show their full legal name, their date of birth, social security number, and 2 proofs of address. The acting Department of Homeland Security Secretary says its top priority is to get every state compliant with this deadline. If you don't have the Real ID, TSA officials say they will not clear you to fly. A Ring camera captures a stranger offering cash to kids in a backyard. How these Kansas kids responded is coming up. Plus, we'll join our friends and partners over at Magic 107.7 for What's the Buzz next.
For today, morning raindrops and then maybe tapering to scattered showers late day. Tomorrow, though, light snow comes into play. Might have a little bit of mix with that, too, but I think the temperatures are going to work in our favor. A cold wind Wednesday, slightly warmer for Thursday into Friday, and we should have a great weekend. It's 6:13. Stick around. We're coming right back with much more next.
Success Vision is the best place to get no-line bifocals.
I was able to get 2 pair of no-line bifocals for $79.
My bifocals are ready in just a few hours.
My last pair of no-lines cost me $500. I came to Success Vision and got them for $57. I got my eye exam next door.
One-stop shop for buying glasses.
My bifocals look great.
There for $39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
Get to Nissan now for big President's Day savings on our entire lineup, like the award-winning Nissan Rogue and Altima. It's car buying season. Hurry to Nissan, official partner of the NCAA. Save $2,000 on the 2020 Nissan Altima, or save $3,000 on the 2020 Nissan Rogue. Get to Nissan now.
Capital City Real Estate, serving Topeka, Emporia, and surrounding areas, cannot sell properties without you. Look for Vivian because you will find her everywhere. Think of Capital City Real Estate and Vivian Kane when buying or selling your next house. She's everywhere.
Your home is your sanctuary. Let Mark Bowling, with his unparalleled craftsmanship, build your beautiful, one-of-a-kind home. Mark Bowling specializes in new construction and major remodels. After 30-plus years in the industry, Mark knows to listen carefully to his clients, pay close attention to detail, and build with high quality in mind, crafting each home as if it was his own, building family memories one home at a time. Join the Mark Bowling construction family today.
Gather together, tell your story, express yourself, and have fun at the Firehouse, Topeka's DIY workshop. Book your party today or meet new friends during an open studio. Beginners and all ages welcome. The Firehouse, 3030 North Topeka Boulevard.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Sunday. Millions of dollars of factory direct 2020 inventory. Stormont Vale Event Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Stormont Vale Event Center Ag Hall, Topeka. Free admission. Free parking. Call 877-55-HOT-TUB.
All week, Mackie, Moss, and Mr. Worldwide.
I call you Mr. World.
I don't have the moves he does, though. Trust me.
Next live, Juliette Lewis plus Josh Radner.
Today at 11 on KSNT.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Great to have everyone with us here on KSNT News. It's time to head on over to chat with Angie in Magic 107.7 studio. Good morning.
Good morning to you guys. Okay, ThrillList.com came out with a list of the best fast food dipping sauces. I want to know, first of all, what your favorites are.
Ooh.
I always have to go with something spicy.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, ranch is my default.
Go-to, yeah.
Yeah. But some kind of spicy, I don't know. If it's not buffalo, though. Yeah. I don't go buffalo.
I have to say some of the individual restaurants' sauces are good. So like the Chick-fil-A sauce that they have.
Yes.
And then the Arby's sauce is really good. I like their stuff. So
I like horsey sauce, yeah.
Yeah, horsey sauce is good.
I like that too. I like the barbecue from Chick-fil-A, but real quick, the top 5, counting backwards: Whataburger spicy ketchup, McDonald's honey mustard, Raising Cane sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce, and number 1, Culver's cheddar cheese sauce. Now, aren't we getting a Culver's here very soon?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll have
right,
to
we'll
try
have to
that
try that
cheddar
out.
cheese sauce. Yeah,
I love
see if it's
cheese.
worth number 1.
Yeah. How about that?
All right, so see, more of those specific restaurant sauces are
That's
kind of
right.
big
There you go.
ones. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, sounds
All
good.
right, guys,
It's making me
thanks.
hungry.
You bet.
Eat something
Me
good.
too.
Yeah. Spice in
All
your
right.
life today.
Bye.
Yes, have a good day.
Thank you. We're talking about rain, kind of gloomy out there and wet. It's going to slow things down just a smidgen. You need to take it slow and easy because you might hydroplane. I had 1 or 2 times of that. And you don't want to lose control of your vehicle. 42 degrees right now with a north to northeast wind around 15. And there's the rainfall. It's still adding up, 0.35. And that's from midnight. Again, all the data on a given day is midnight to midnight. That would be your high, your low, and your rain total. We have flood watches down to the south, not really including northeast Kansas just yet. And the rainfall a little bit heavy toward Lawrence right now and kind of easing over toward maybe Eudora and the DeSoto area. And there's quite a bit happening down towards south central Kansas. All this is kind of rotating over us, and so it's going to last for several more hours. Center of circulation is between Wichita and Oklahoma City. That's moving east and southeast. The back edge of this will slowly start working toward us, and then we're going to have some cooler air on the back side of this low and also a disturbance that tries to drift in, and we may go from rain today to light snow tomorrow. There's your breeze northeasterly at a good 15 to 20 miles per hour, and it feels like 34 in Kansas City, 29 Hiawatha, Sabetha, Marysville to Washington, and so you need at least a rain jacket to stay dry. Might want something layered underneath that. And there's your 55 in Tulsa to mid-40s in Wichita, then mid-30s in Garden City to 25 in Goodland. So it does get cooler here, and you can almost make out where that low is. There's the warm, wet stuff coming up, and here's the cooler, slightly drier air coming down. And the area of low pressure kind of opening up just a little bit, maybe weakening here as it glides east. This disturbance will try to dive down right behind that, and that's going to help enhance some light snow and some mix tomorrow. So as we go toward 8, 9, and 10, still kind of rainy. But as we go toward 11 and 12, it begins to ease. Might be a scattered shower in the afternoon, especially east of Topeka. And then the clouds may break a little bit in the late day off to the northwest. Will be partly to mainly cloudy overnight. And then right at daybreak, we start to get some mix and some light snow. I think the temperatures are going to be 32 to 35 for much of that. And that may work in our favor if we can nudge it up 33, 34 to 35. Today, upper 30s, low 40s, trying to dry out a little bit as the day goes on, but likely staying mostly cloudy to overcast. Overnight low at 31. We really need temperatures with light snow and mix to be 33 to 35, but we'll try to reach the upper 30s. Wednesday, a cold wind, slightly warmer Thursday and Friday with a partly cloudy sky both days. And then as we end February, a 52. As we begin March, mainly sunny and near 60 degrees, so another good-looking weekend.
Well, you gotta love that. We can deal with the rain on Monday as long as we have some nice weekends ahead of us.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, time to put a smile on your face with our cute kid of the day. We have Jackson here. Yes, his mom says he is a huge Chiefs fan. He even got that same iconic haircut of Patrick Mahomes.
How about that? One day he wants to be on the same field as Mahomes, and we better tell Andy Reid to be on the lookout for this one. Might time out right if Pat can play into his early 40s, something like that.
Yeah.
For cute kids, you'll find that under the news tab at KSNT.com. Please take 2 or 3 minutes and send us a photo.
Yeah, we certainly know there's more young Chief fans out there, especially after that big Super Bowl win. Keep sending those pictures. Well, no doubt about it, knowing CPR can save lives. Straight ahead here in the show this morning, hear an amazing story of how employees at K-State's Rec Center found themselves taking quick action. It's 6:21 here on your Monday, February 24th. KSNT News. We'll be right back.
Cute Kid of the Day is sponsored by Bonkers. Today's cute kid will receive 2 free Playmaze passes and a $10 gift card from Bonkers.
Longhorn's bone-in bold flavor is here. Now, we could tell you steak on the bone is juicier and has a flavor that'll keep you coming back, but we'd rather let it speak for itself. It makes some good points. Come in for Longhorn's bone-in bold flavor with our one and only 18-ounce Outlaw ribeye. Back for a limited time, our grilled lamb chops and our full-flavor 18-ounce T-bone. That's how steak is done. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
The Our Home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
For the first time in history, the world's greatest magicians come together live on stage. The Illusionists. This high-tech magic extravaganza has shattered box office records and dazzled audiences of all ages across the globe. See them before they disappear. The Illusionists, live from Broadway.
March 12th at the Topeka Performing Arts Center. Sponsored by KSNT TV and Visit Topeka.
If you can remember this, then it's time to schedule your colonoscopy.
Colon cancer is 90% preventable and 90% treatable. You know that. What are you waiting for? Schedule a colonoscopy today.
Schedule your colonoscopy at Kansas Medical Clinic today for a healthy tomorrow.
Every time I wake up and I look out, I'm in awe. I love it.
It's kind of our staycation. We were extremely pleased with the whole process from the bid through the completion of the project. It's just exceptional quality.
It is. It's beautiful. Most definitely, we would recommend Window Design Company.
Let us help make your dream project become a reality. Call today or visit our website. We are your home remodeling specialist.
A bullet knows no boundaries. Get cash for illegal guns.
Call 785-234-0007.
Welcome back to KSNT News here on your Monday morning. Well, February is National Heart Month, of course. Organizations like the American Heart Association and the American Red Cross say now is as good a time of any to let people know why CPR is so important to know. Well, just last month, employees at K-State's Rec Center found themselves having to put their training in action. Employees Kennedy Brown and Emma Tremaine are both certified in CPR, but they, of course, like everyone, actually never thought they would have to use it. That was until one day when a student playing basketball suddenly collapsed and began seizing. Emma and other staff members then jumped into action, called 911, and were getting out the AED. A KSU police officer then arrived shortly afterwards to perform CPR and was able to revive the student.
I definitely don't feel like a hero. I just feel like if I was in a situation and needed help, I would hope somebody is there to help and to rise to the occasion. But I do really appreciate the awareness it's brought to CPR training, AED training, first aid, and all of that.
So thankful they were there at the time, and Kennedy, Emma, another student who assisted them, and the police officer involved in that CPR save all did receive challenge coins from Riley County EMS and K-State Police for their heroic actions. Now this morning we hear from a certified CPR instructor about some basic techniques that anyone can learn, and those include: first, check to see if the person, of course, is breathing or not. If they're not, begin CPR right away. And make sure you call 911. Medical experts say place one hand on top of the other, then place your hands on the middle of the person's chest, and you want to push hard and fast to deliver the rate of 100 compressions per minute. Lastly, experts say deliver rescue breaths. You need to lift the person's head, pinch their nose, and breathe into their mouth to make their chest rise.
Most of the time, if you can administer CPR in those very early moments, there's such a better chance of survival than if we just stand there and look and, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do.
For more information about CPR classes and resources locally, visit our website this morning at ksnt.com. Coming up here in the show this morning, we will have The KHP Superintendent Herman Jones here live in our studio with a breakdown on the safe enforcement beginning today and other top news headlines.
So first of all, we look at where we've been. 2 weeks ago, it was about frigid weather around Valentine's Day, and then we went 40s, 50s, and 60s. Last week, we had another cool snap of 34 on Thursday, but then we went 40s, 50s, and 60s again. And the rain holding off yesterday made yesterday turn into a fabulous day for late February. There's a look at the numbers now, 30s and 40s, just a little bit higher the farther south you go. And the rain keeps coming in until late morning. Then it goes to widely scattered showers. Temperatures, though, might cool off just a few, and when you toss in that northerly wind, it will feel even colder. It's 6:27. We're coming right back after this.
When severe weather knocks you down, Shelter Insurance is there to help pick you up. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Come out to Blarney Breakfast March 14th from 7 to 10 a.m. at Blind Tiger Brewery and Restaurant. Enjoy a delicious all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, Blind Tiger brews, bagpipes, face painting, raffles, celebrity servers, and more. All to benefit our friends with disabilities served by Capper Foundation. Guests arriving between 7 and 8 a.m. will be entered into the early bird drawing. Advance tickets are available at Capper Foundation or online at capper.org. Get them now before the price goes up at the door. Join us March 14th at Blarney Breakfast.
There's smart, and then there's street smart. Like a hybrid with best-in-class EPA estimated range of more than 582 miles. And more available second-row legroom than, say, a Chevy Suburban. This is the completely reimagined Street Smart 2020 Ford Escape.
Get 0.9% financing for 66 months plus $500 bonus cash, or get $3,000 cash back on Escape at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Smash 'em, bash 'em, and crash 'em March 6th and 7th at the Stormontville Event Center in Topeka. Prairie Band Casino and Resort presents the 5th Annual Capital City Carnage. It's indoor demolition derby with drivers aimed to pulverize the competition for $60,000 in prize money. Tickets start at only $8, or really get into the action with a 2-day pit pass for only $60. 2 days and 3 shows of total destruction. Brought to you by Smash It Demolition, Prairie Band Casino and Resort, and Equipment Share. Tickets available at the Sky Zone box office and Ticketmaster.
Huge savings on all our top brands going on now at Vanderbilt's. Special purchase on area closeout styles. Save up to $80. Your choice, $99.99. Save $76 on Durango closeout men's Western boots. Sale price, $99.99. Enjoy the flexibility of an athletic shoe plus the protection of a steel toe with Reebok Work Sublight shoes. Our price, $84.99. Huge savings on insulated coats and bibs from Ariat, Rebar, Burn, Wolverine, and Key.
Work Boot Center, Vanderbilt.
Have you lost a pet? Go to KSNT.com and post your lost pet notice today.
Good morning. Happy Monday. It's so great to have you all with us this morning at February 24th already.
It is that, the last Monday of the month?
It is.
Yeah, it ends on Saturday. Sunday, we're into March. Looks like another good weekend on the way, but we've got a couple of things to deal with. We have a little bit of rain to deal with certainly this morning, and then we'll have a gusty wind through Tuesday and Wednesday, and there might even be some light snow tomorrow that tries to develop too. Raindrops still hitting our lens out of the Manhattan area. It's 41 degrees. The wind's going at 20, but you'll make out headlights and taillights. Everybody's slow and easy. Might have a little hydroplaning going on. And there's Junction City. Raindrops still coming down. Look at the light right there. See the drips coming off the lamppost itself. Raindrops being illuminated by the light, and the breeze is blowing. And down toward Emporia, there's still some rain happening there too. It's currently 45, a little bit warmer the farther south you go. And there are people zipping along, but again, the rain and the road spray, your windshield wipers, everything going on. And when those windshield wipers are needed is if you have your headlights on and it's raining and you're using those, you got to have the lights. So make sure when windshield wipers go that lights are right there there with it. There's your area of low pressure toward Wichita. This is throwing some rain up toward us. It will slowly start to decrease, though, as the storm center goes east. Then on the back side of that, we'll turn a little bit colder, and then we've got another system up to the northwest that also tries to dive in, and that should be our light snow producer tomorrow. Record highs getting warmer. The record lows not quite as bad this deep in the season. There's your average high of 48. And then in the outlook, we're talking about a little bit cooler tomorrow, but today, low 40s, dipping on down, and it is critical tomorrow morning as to what the temps might be. We're going to try to have some light snow, but if it's 33 to 36, we might be okay.
Twice within just 1 week, the Kansas Highway Patrol now credited for protecting the lives of fellow law enforcement, this time though from the air. One trooper with the Air Support Unit says they have an advantage with thermal technology and getting a special view with it. In one case, the Air Support Unit was able to pinpoint a suspect with their body heat. Now the suspect was wanted for stealing a car and ramming it into a sheriff's patrol car.
The searching team was about 15 yards from where he was at, and he was already firing shots at them. So without us on scene being able to find that person, those officers probably would have been ambushed.
Now today, the unit says they are trying to get more funding from the state to buy newer camera equipment and maybe also add another helicopter and plane. They say they're also working on partnerships to help the fire departments for wildfire calls and car submersions. Well, starting today, law enforcement all across the state are cracking down on drivers who are not wearing their seat belts. KSNT reporter James Ryan here is live in downtown Topeka with details on everything you need to know before you head out the door and get in the car.
That's right, Brittany. This is all part of the SAFE program, which stands for seatbelts, like the one I'm wearing, are for everyone. Now, agencies, local agencies like the Topeka Police Department, Shawnee County Sheriff's Office, the Kansas Highway Patrol, and so much more are taking part in the program. Officers will be looking specifically for people who are not wearing their seatbelt during this time. Now, the program is used to teach people the importance of wearing your seatbelt, which in many cases can be the difference between life or death when it comes to crashes or and that sort of thing. Now, this program runs through March 6th, so definitely, like you should always, but definitely during this time, make sure that you're getting everybody in the car, getting them all secured, seatbelts on before you head out. Live in downtown Topeka, James Ryan, KSNT News.
Good to see you're safe and clicking in your seatbelt there, James. Thank you for those details. And this morning we have the Kansas Highway Patrol Superintendent Herman Jones joining us this morning. Great to have you as always.
Well, good morning on a rainy day.
It is a rainy day. I know you're going to tell everyone stay safe out there with those wet roads. Of course, as James just said, the safe enforcement is starting today. Just break down quickly some of the main places that law enforcement are going to be while this enforcement's happening.
Well, anywhere and everywhere, but the key and the focus is working with our young drivers.
Yes.
So we have young individuals that don't really have that much experience, but we also want to educate them. So around the schools, the area schools that we have here, as well as across the state, we want to make sure that the young drivers are practicing safe habits. One is wearing that seatbelt and also bringing that speed down or so. But obviously, in weather that we have today, it's just be cognizant of what's going on around them. So.
Well, and speaking of younger drivers, that brings up the whole new topic of so many recent teenage car crashes, and a lot of teenagers recently dying in those crashes. What is the cause of this? I mean, what can we do about this?
One I spoke already is inexperience.
Yeah.
And some of the things that I've taught over the years is just not to overreact in those situations there. If you don't have the experience, sometimes you act a little more over and beyond. So some of that is just coming to slowing down, get away from all the distractions. Radios and talking. I'm not going to say don't play the radio. We understand that. But just that dialing of that, obviously the phone. Yeah. You don't want to be on the phone and those type of things. But concentrate on the highway and what you're doing right there.
And of course, parents play a big role, guardians, in teaching kids the importance of all of this. We're also hearing this morning from the attorneys involved in a recent lawsuit against the Kansas Highway Patrol. They're saying that troopers are targeting out-of-state drivers. The American Civil Liberties Union did file this lawsuit recently on behalf of 3 plaintiffs. The lawsuit says, according to traffic stop data, troopers are pulling them over to search for illegal substances. Obviously, our neighboring state is Colorado, and marijuana is legal there. The lawsuit says the troopers are also targeting people, in terms of this 2-step practice, where they stop someone for a traffic violation and then go on to ask additional questions and call for a canine search. I know this is a pending investigation, but what, are the current practices that troopers are required to follow out there?
Well, obviously, like you said, because we have a pending lawsuit right there, I'm not able to comment on that, but I will say that our officers, men and women out there, are dedicated to the safety of the motoring traffic that goes up and down the highway, or just our citizens right there. So our officers are trained to protect and serve. They're looking for individuals that have a criminal element to them or so, or just we talked earlier about traffic infractions. Those type of things carry over to enforcing that to preserving life. So what we're going to do is we're going to maintain a professional attitude of what we go about and treat everybody with respect.
Well, and real quick, the ACLU is claiming, of course, the standard for a canine search and a pat down should be, a little bit level higher for that invasive privacy. What is the requirement for canine searches and pat downs?
Again, I won't get into all those type of things right there, but our officers are trained on what they need to do properly.
Okay. All right. Well, Herman Jones, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it. From there, we're going to head on over to our weather center with Storm Track meteorologist David George.
Rain came in late last night for most of us. It still goes on this morning and then tapers to scattered showers. Tomorrow we may actually get into patchy mix and some snow showers, and that could go for a good part of the day today. Here's some heavier rain toward Lawrence and DeSoto and getting over toward the KC area, breaking up a little bit in our southern counties, but all this will rotate over eastern areas of the state until at least 9, 10, 11 o'clock, something like that. Temps are in the low 40s here, but much colder weather back to the northwest. In fact, we're looking at wind chills in the upper teens and low 20s out there, but for us, we have low 40s, feels like numbers, pretty much low to mid 30s with this northeasterly wind, 15 to 25 on that, and it continues today and may get even stronger going through the next 24 to 48 hours. So for today, morning rainfall gradually easing just a bit. Clouds may break up on occasion toward late day, especially out toward Manhattan, Fort Riley, Clay Center, and Concordia. And then in the outlook, we're talking about the chance of mix and light snow on Tuesday, but hopefully much of that tomorrow morning begins with numbers around 32, 33, 34. Cold wind for Wednesday. So on Tuesday and Wednesday, we might get wind of some 20 to 35 miles per hour and gusting higher. Partly cloudy late week, and we warm it up a tad this weekend.
Today, state law enforcement say parents need to be aware of what their kids are doing on Snapchat. What happened in 2 recent incidents that's prompting this warning today? That and more is still to come on KSNT News this morning. It's just starting right now, 6:40. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Big rigs can cause big injuries.
Get big help.
In a wreck, need a check?
Call the Patterson Legal Group today.
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Cold and harsh conditions can make your winters brutal. So we traveled to a test facility in Baudette, Minnesota, and pushed the Honda CR-V LX with available all-wheel drive to the absolute limit, challenging the available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system, and proving why the CR-V can push you through those cold winter months. Visit your local Honda dealer to find a great deal on the CR-V, a 2019 KBB.com Best Buy.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time event. Friday through Sunday. Stormont Vale Event Center. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in one day only. New 2020 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Stormont Vale Event Center Ag Hall, Topeka. Free admission. Free parking. Call 877-55-HOT-TUB.
Why settle for a one-size-fits-all window replacement solution? Let Renewal by Andersen make your window replacement project the best home improvement project you've ever done. Get 2020 windows at 2019 pricing throughout the month of February. Plus, special financing, no money down, no interest, no payments until 2021. Visit rbabestoffer.com today. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
I turned around first.
But I turned most recently. I heard a fiddle, and that's country.
I think it was a violin.
Good point. It's the exact same instrument.
I wanted to be a part of Little Big Shots to shine the light on these remarkable kids. I don't think you have to be big to be a big deal.
When you can make other people happy, do it. Make the world a better place.
It is absolutely an inspiration.
At Inside Edition, we don't just report the news. We go where the news is happening. Inside Edition.
Weekdays at 2 on KSNT.
Being hurt in a car wreck can make the bottom fall out of your life. Missed work and mounting medical bills could cause you to lose everything. Don't let a car wreck ruin your life. We're the Patterson Legal Group.
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Mayetta Weather Cam, sponsored by Prairie Band Casino and Resort.
6:42 here on your Monday morning. New overnight, a Kansas runaway teenager is now safe after he was found in Missouri. The Brown County Sheriff's Office says they were looking for 17-year-old Levi Heidemann. They were looking for him since around 3 o'clock on Sunday morning. Heidemann was found, though, last night, and the Sheriff's Office says they were able to locate him in Buchanan County, Missouri. That is just over the state line near St. Joseph. Also new this morning, law enforcement want parents please be aware of what kids are doing on Snapchat right now after 2 recent incidents. The Hayes Police Department says 2 young men are in jail this morning after allegedly soliciting underage teenagers on Snapchat. One 19-year-old is booked on suspicion of rape after he was found in a motel room with an underage girl. He was also booked into jail back in December on suspicion of rape yet again. The incidents have law enforcement, though, urging parents, please talk to your kids about social media.
Tell parents that let's talk to our kids about this and be aware of what they have on their phones and how they are communicating and what they are communicating, I think is important as well.
And the Sheriff's Department also says make sure your kids are not posting or tagging their locations. Parents also feeling pretty spooked this morning after a Ring camera captures a stranger offering cash to kids in a backyard. A Missouri family's Ring camera caught a man in a hoodie walking by the family's fenced yard, and the stranger offers the kids money to buy candy. The young kid, though, told the man that he should not be talking to them without their parents present.
It'd be one thing if he just kind of said something to my kids in passing, but it kind of draws the line where when you reach over the fence and start trying to offer them, whatever.
Now, the father, who did not want to be identified there on camera, does say he is so proud of his kids for knowing better in this stranger danger situation. Well, officials are warning several Kansas counties today about cybersecurity. They say many are at risk because they lack basic protocols that make it easier for hackers to impersonate the websites. Only 8 of 105 Kansas County websites end in .gov, which only government officials can control. Security concerns are now more prominent since local governments are now more frequent targets to ransomware, and that's where hackers hold data hostage in exchange for money. Experts say this could be a serious concern for smaller governments, and they advise officials to be more on the lookout now for cyber attacks. New numbers now out on people affected by the coronavirus all across the globe. Straight ahead here in the show this morning, though, we hear from a Kansas man in China amidst the coronavirus outbreak.
It's going to be a wet, gloomy, breezy, and chilly day today. Upper 30s, low 40s. The wind stays pretty high, actually gets stronger through Tuesday and Wednesday. And there's the probability of rain gradually decreasing by late morning, kind of shutting off for late day and this evening. And then when it picks back up again at daybreak Tuesday, that may actually be mixing light snow. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. The temperature pattern will be critical on that. I've got a full look at weather for you in a matter of moments, so stay tuned.
Find your style at Menards with 11% off Patriot lighting.
Or you could add stylish storage with 11% off all Dakota shelving.
Insulate and save big on energy costs, plus get 11% off.
Create your dream Clearview kitchen with 11% off.
You'll be floored by our vinyl plank flooring. Get 11% off all of it.
Whatever you're working on, you'll get 11% off now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Mouth-watering, enticing, satisfying. Taco Villa. Since 1973, Taco Villa has been serving up their own style of delectable Mexican food. From the thing, to the nacho platter, to the low-carb salad, and everything in between. Taco Villa satisfies. Take it to the next level and smother anything in our famous signature chili con queso. Get your fix. Dine in, carry out, or call ahead with your order. Taco Villa on 21st next to the toy store.
As a parent, it is very, very important to make sure that your children have the best set of teeth. My kids feel very much at ease with them. They're comfortable because they also show that warmth that is needed for kids, parents. We love coming here and we recommend it to everybody.
Call Adventure Dental and Vision today to get high-quality, compassionate care for your kids that's fast and easy for you.
To Nissan now for big President's Day savings on our entire lineup, like the award-winning Nissan Rogue and Altima. It's car buying season. Hurry to Nissan, official partner of the NCAA. Save $2,000 on the 2020 Nissan Altima, or save $3,000 on the 2020 Nissan Rogue. Get to Nissan now.
For local news, weather, and sports, visit KSNT.com. Winner of the 2019 Kansas Association of Broadcasters Station Website of the Year. Emporia WeatherCam, sponsored by Emporia State University. Now, your Storm Track weather with meteorologist David George.
The rain held off, gave us a decent Sunday, so instead of noon to midnight, it's been more of a midnight to noon today. And we're talking about Emporia at 0.56 before midnight and Salina at 0.61. But then as we went toward 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m., it all started to feed in. We've had 0.35 in Topeka, an additional 0.25 down toward Emporia. And it's been raining steadily in Lawrence and Kansas City and up toward the St. Joe area. And some of the heaviest rain is just outside of Kansas City, running right down toward the Lawrence area. Quite a bit still happening down towards south central areas of the state, and all of this is sort of lifting in and then rotating over itself, and that's going to happen for at least another 4 to 6 hours the way it looks right now. Northeasterly breeze 15, 20, 25 miles per hour and gusting higher through Tuesday and Wednesday. I think we get even stronger winds, so prepare for that. And here's a look at what's going on now as far as the way it feels outside. Upper 20s up toward the state line area and some mid and upper 30s to the south. For February, that's not too bad. And then it goes 50s to 40s down toward the Oklahoma border, 35 Garden City, 25 in Goodland. Wind chills out there in the teens, and so it's colder and still windy in that part of the state. And we're going to start to get a little bit of cooler air on the back side of this as our rain tapers off late day. We've also got another disturbance kind of gliding down from the upper Rockies, and so we're going to have rain today, breezy conditions overnight, and then developing light snow and mix on Tuesday. And watching tomorrow morning's program is critical. Do we have numbers of 31, 32 with ice? or do we have numbers of 33, 34 where a lot of it's melting on impact? So there's the low going east. That will shut off our rain later today. This little trough with snow kind of sagging down into that. And so we'll have some light snow, it looks like, tomorrow. Rain gradually easing as we go toward 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Scattered daytime showers, clouds break up out west, and then through the overnight some clouds, but not much going on. But once we hit early morning, 6 to 8 a.m., we'll get developing mix and light snow. Then it kind of kicks in, and we'll have light snow through a good part of the day, the way it appears right now. We may have to up the probability on that. Currently 40%, might have to take it to at least 60 or 70%. The rainfall kind of shutting down. Clouds might break up a little bit late day. 31, 32, 33 tomorrow morning, and that's critical as some of this mix and light snow kicks in. We try to reach 36 to 39 for highs. A gusty breeze for Wednesday. Temperatures not as bad Thursday and Friday. And then for the weekend, very much like the last couple of weekends, a chance to be in the 50s and 60s as we go from February into March. March coming in like a lamb. Guess what? With the Coffee Club game, you've got to go online, look for the contest tab, give us some information, and just like Donna, you too can be a winner in 2020.
Shawnee County leaders are getting ready to take a major step towards building a new multi-million-dollar park in the capital city. What the next steps are for this project is coming up.
And I'm Erin LaRoe. Coming up on Fox 43 AM Live, how you can enjoy a big night out in the Little Apple while supporting a good cause. A representative is here live to tell us about the Crystal Gala. Join us at 7 on Fox 43 KTMJ. KSNT News will be back after the break.
Join us for Fox 43 AM Live to see what's happening across Northeast Kansas. From newsmakers to lifestyle news to cute pets, we have it all.
Good morning, guys.
There.
Plus your AM forecast. Join Erin LaRoe and David George weekday mornings at 7.
Don't miss the Kansas Silent Film Festival Friday night, February 28th and all day Saturday, February 29th at White Concert Hall on the Washburn University campus. Check our website, kssilentfilmfest.org, for more details.
Not ready for invasive procedures? Say yes to lifted, firmer-looking skin at home and look up to 5 years younger in 12 weeks with new No. 7 Laboratories Firming Booster Serum made with our powerful age-defying complex Matrixyl 3000 Plus. This clinically proven serum works so well, 80% of women said procedures can wait. You may not remember what you looked like 5 years ago, but you're about to. New Firming Booster Serum from No. 7, available at Walgreens, Target, and Ulta.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
Huge savings on all our top brands going on now at Vanderbilt's. Special purchase on area closeout styles. Save up to $80. Your choice, $99.99. Save $76 on Durango closeout men's western boots. Sale price, $99.99. Enjoy the flexibility of an athletic shoe plus the protection of a steel toe with Reebok Work Sublight shoes. Our price, $84.99. Huge savings on insulated coats and bibs from Ariat, Rebar, Burn, Wolverine, and Key.
Your work boot center, Vanderbilt.
Connect with everything you love online with Cox Internet. Call today to get Cox Internet starting at only $19.99 a month for up to 10 megs. Stream all your favorite shows with GigaBlast, available everywhere. Plus, get panoramic Wi-Fi that blasts super fast internet all over your home. Get Cox Internet packages starting at $19.99 a month for up to 10 megs. Call today.
The Jefferson Awards, sponsored by Capital Federal and FHL Bank Topeka. To nominate a volunteer, go to ksnt.com. The most experienced weather team in Northeast Kansas, with more than 60 years of combined forecasting experience. KSNT Storm Track Weather, always watching, always tracking.
Welcome back to KSNT News. This is your morning rush. The Shawnee County Parks and Rec is looking to take a big step in their multi-million-dollar family park project. The county is currently looking for a firm to put together a master plan for the new park. Once a firm is chosen, Parks and Rec Director Tim Laurent says they will start looking for public input. Lawrence says they were reviewing 11 proposals for the 21st and Urish Park. He says they plan to dwindle that down and present something to the County Commission in the next 2 weeks.